Welcome back to MKE Gadgets. I recently went to FabTech fabricating show in Chicago, and I was able to get quite a few samples of different sanding and grinding discs for an angle grinder. But now I have to have some way of storing these. In the past, it took 3/8 stock, bent a hook, drilled a hole for a hitch pin, and then I can hang them on the side of my welding table. I like to group a light sanding disc together. Here I have some grinding discs, assortment of wire wheels, some sanding discs. With the additional discs I got from FabTech, I need to make some more hangers. So I picked up these very handy hitch pins, and I got them at the local Menards, and they're under $1. If you don't have a hitch pin, you could use a shower curtain pin, a bent nail, anything you really want. So we're going to start out with a 3-foot 3/8 rod. I also got at Menards. We're going to cut them into 3 1-foot sections, bend them, drill a hole, do a little deburring, and that's really all you got to do today. So if you want to stick around and see how I made this, I'll meet you at the bandsaw. We're at the Kalamazoo bandsaw. We're going to cut our 3/8 stock into 1-foot sections. With all 3 pieces cut, it creates a slight burr. I like to round that off, so we're going to go over to the disc sander. At the belt sander, we're going to remove the little burr on the end and round the edge over, just so you don't have a sharp corner, so you don't poke yourself. I have it chucked up in my cordless drill, and I use the belt to do all the work. It's important to move back and forth on the belt so you don't wear a hole in it. A little more work on that, and then it's over to the Bridgeport mill and drill a hole. I have the 3/8 rod set on a parallel in the vise on the Bridgeport mill. Now you can use an edge finder to find the center of this rod, or like on a lathe, you would bring in your cutting tool on a lathe to your stock, and you put a scale on there, and if the scale is flat, then you know you're on the center of the material. So if I move to the left and right, you can see how the scale tilts, and you can tell you're off center. Just a quick way of doing it. Not very scientific, but all you got to do is line it up by your eye so you think it's kind of straight. We're going to drill with a number 4 center drill. Now we're going to drill 1/8 inch hole all the way through and do a test fit with our hitch pin. After drilling the 1/8 inch hole, we do a test fit with the hitch pin, and that's perfect. The drill bit kicked up a little burr in the bottom, so before I go to the bender, off camera, I'm just going to deburr the hole. Meet you over at the bender, where we're going to bend a hook on the other side. It's very important to have the drilled end opposite of the bent end. I'm using my little combination square here, set at 3 inches. And we're going to bend a hook on here. And there's our hook. And here's the hole drilled on the opposite end. 2 more to go, and then we're done. Well, we're back where we started at the welding table. The only thing that has changed is these hooks were made. 3/8 rod, foot long, bend a hook on the bender, drill an 1/8 inch hole, sand and deburr the edges. Just slide on your sanding, grinding disc, put the hitch pin in there. Like I said earlier, I like to group them to similar discs. So it's easier if you want to change maybe a grit or a style and go from one to the other one. It's a pretty easy project. You don't need a Bridgeport or a bender like I have. You could have done it with a drill and a vise and a hammer. You could have bent the hook around a piece of rod. So here in the front of my welding table, I have my grinder. I have a rod welded on, and I can just slide all my new hangers I made. So now I have my sanding disc and my grinding disc really close to the grinder. I got my spanner wrench. So everything is nice and neat. And it's located right next to my grinder. So if I want to change the disc, grab the wrench, grab the disc I want, change it, and keep on grinding. This is MKE Gadgets. Thanks for watching my show. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.